Diamonds are symbols of wealth, status, and love. But despite what most people believe, diamonds are not actually rare. And one single company spent over a century manipulating the entire world into believing otherwise. This is the story of De Beers and the evil business of diamonds. Chapter 1. Greed, Sin and Violence. Our story starts in 1867 in South Africa, when a young boy was playing with stones. A passerby noticed one seemed to sparkle. That stone turned out to be a diamond, and once word spread, a massive rush began. Adventurers from across the world flooded into South Africa, hoping to make their fortune. Among them was Cecil Rhodes, a shy, sickly 17-year-old from England, working on a cotton farm nearby. Cecil had always dreamed of Oxford and the upper-class life he had read about in books. When diamonds were discovered, he saw his chance. His brother Herbert bought mining claims on a farm owned by two Dutch brothers named De Beers. They immediately regretted the decision, watching greed and violence consume their land, and quickly sold up and left. Cecil, meanwhile, used profits from the cotton farm to buy his own mining claims. To keep costs low, Cecil exploited local workers, paying almost nothing, enforcing brutal beatings, and ignoring safety laws. Nearly a third of all workers died, were severely injured, or became too sick to continue. But Cecil was ruthless and clever. When mines flooded during rainy season, he tracked down the only water pump in the colony and rented it to desperate claim holders at high fees. Using his growing wealth, he bought out struggling competitors and consolidated them into one company, the De Beers Diamond Mining Company. Then Cecil noticed something deeply inconvenient. Diamonds were everywhere. They were not rare at all. The market was flooding and prices were collapsing. To keep prices high, he would need to control supply. And to control supply, he would need to eliminate all competition. Chapter 2. The Cartel. Cecil entered politics, got elected to Parliament, and used his position to pass laws that directly benefited his company. He introduced the closed compound system, locking all black workers inside barracks permanently, forced to be naked, paid almost nothing, and punished regularly. Using political connections and backing from powerful investors like Nathan Rothschild, Cecil befriended his main competitor, Barney Barnato, while secretly buying up huge stakes in his company behind his back. By the time Barnato realised it was too late, Cecil bought him out entirely and merged both companies in 1888 to form De Beers Consolidated Mines. At only 35 years old, Cecil now controlled over 90% of all diamond production in the world. He began stockpiling diamonds and releasing only a limited supply, creating artificial scarcity to keep prices artificially high. He created a diamond syndicate, where a small group of chosen firms had the exclusive right to buy diamonds from De Beers at fixed prices. Everything else was stockpiled. De Beers controlled production, sales, and price simultaneously. A perfect cartel. Cecil also introduced the hut tax, forcing locals to pay to live on land that had been their own. To pay, they had to work in his mines and live in his compounds. Many of the laws he introduced directly laid the foundations for South Africa's future apartheid policies. In 1902, at just 48 years old, his weak heart finally gave out. Cecil Rhodes died, leaving nearly his entire fortune to establish the Rhodes Scholarship at Oxford. De Beers outlived him by over a century. Chapter 3. The Greatest Marketing Scam. Ernest Oppenheimer took over De Beers and expanded its reach globally, buying up diamond sources from Russia to India to across Africa, using bribery, sabotage, and government pressure to force every producer into his selling channel. But by 1929, the Great Depression devastated demand. American diamond imports dropped from $84 million a year to just $5 million. Ernest sent his son Harry to America with one mission: create demand from scratch. Harry's team set out to convince the entire American public that the only ring worthy of true love was a diamond ring. They planted stories in newspapers linking diamonds with love and marriage. They sent lecturers to schools and universities. They paid Hollywood studios to insert diamond proposal scenes into films and placed rings on celebrity fingers. Marilyn Monroe sang "Diamonds Are a Girl's Best Friend." Then came a brilliant psychological trick. Instead of recommending a price, they told men to spend 2 months' salary on a ring, later raised to 3. Whether rich or poor, every man had a number in mind. when research showed women chose cheaper options when shopping together. The campaign added another message. A proposal should be a surprise. Men now shopped alone, guided only by De Beers advertising. At the start of the campaign in 1939, less than 10% of American women received a diamond engagement ring. Within 20 years, that figure was over 80%. Sales rose from $23 million a year to $2.1 billion. The campaign's defining slogan, "A diamond is forever," was later recognised as the greatest advertising slogan of all time. Chapter 4. Blood Diamonds. As African nations gained independence, many wanted control of their own resources. De Beers struck deals with governments to stamp out smuggling. In Congo, the government raised an army to protect diamond mines, murdering thousands. In one incident, they shot dead 200 people near a diamond deposit only to discover it was a group of students on a camping trip. As conflicts spread across Africa, warring factions seized diamond deposits using slavery and child labour, selling to De Beers because it funded their wars. The term blood diamond was coined. A diamond mined in a war zone to fund violent conflict. With around 15% of global sales believed to be blood diamonds, the UN introduced embargoes. De Beers helped introduce the Kimberley process requiring sellers to prove origin. The outcry quietened, but blood diamonds never stopped. Countries with no diamond deposits mysteriously became major exporters. The diamonds simply moved through third parties before entering the De Beers channel with clean paperwork. Chapter 5. The Fall of the Cartel. In the 1990s, everything collapsed at once. The US Department of Justice finally built a solid antitrust case. De Beers were found guilty of price fixing and fined nearly $300 million. More significantly, they were forced to comply with US laws or lose access to the American market. Nearly half the global total. Their century-long monopoly was over. Simultaneously, their deal with Russia collapsed. Vast new deposits were discovered in Canada and Australia, creating powerful competitors who marketed their diamonds as ethical alternatives. Lab-grown diamonds, chemically identical but far cheaper, grew in popularity. De Beers had lost control of both production and distribution. The cartel was finished. Today, De Beers still controls roughly a third of global production, and the diamond market is worth over $100 billion. But the monopoly built on exploitation, manipulation, and blood is gone. What remains is the lie Cecil Rhodes planted: that diamonds are rare, that a diamond is forever, and that love must be measured in carats. A lie so well told that over a century later most of the world still believes it.